The first one is making a grinding house. Now this is important because this is where you're gonna be making all your pets full grown, and eventually you can make them neon. People love neon pets and they'll actually overpay for them because they know that it does take a while to make. When building your grinding house, make sure you do include all the essentials that your pets would need, such as beds, food, water, bathtub, and the piano. Make sure you also get some golden apples from the hospital so you could keep it in your inventory. So yeah, this is just an example of what my grinding house looks like, but you could pick any house, even a smaller house. I just like the style of this one, so that's why I picked it. My next tip for you guys is to actually be a baby, especially if you're playing by yourself, because let's say you are taking care of your pet and you're a baby, you get double the amount of money versus if you were by yourself, you only get the money from the pet. And what I say and mean by this is, let's say for example your pet needs to go to sleep, you'll get the $7 from your pet and you'll get the $7 for yourself, which in total that would be $14 versus only $7 if it was just your pet. This also works, for example, if your friend is taking care of you and you're a baby, you could take your pet out and it will help you and your friend earn money at the same time. This tip right here, which is have fun with friends and help each other out, is actually very important for me because if I'm in a server by myself, I eventually leave because I tend to get bored. So if you're in a server with your friends, you get to talk to them and have fun. If you trust them enough, you guys could actually take turns making neon pets. For example, if I'm trying to make a neon dog, I'll give my friends a dog so they can help me raise up. Then when it's done, I'll have one of my friends give me one of her pets that she's trying to raise up so she can make a neon, and vice versa. So we'll just take turns making neon pets, and that way it gets done faster. However, this does not mean that you could trust anybody, you know, like there's some scammers out there, so make sure you do pick wisely and make sure you only give those pets to people you actually trust. So this next tip is to babysit, and I already kind of talked about that, but I did want to show you examples of my money going up faster with taking care of these babies. So I recommend you to take out a stroller, and for this little skit I did go into the nursery because I already knew that my friends were there, and I go ahead and adopt them all. I think it's just fun, and also you could do like role plays or things like that as a family, and this also motivates you to keep playing the game. For this next tip, you should sell food for cheap. So if you don't have one, you should probably try a lemonade stand or an ice cream truck or a hot dog stand. And I'm gonna be showing you clips of me trying to sell these foods, and you're gonna be seeing someone else selling it for higher, even though it looks pleasing to you because you want to get money faster. But you got to keep in mind, it's better to sell something cheaper than try to sell it expensive, because people are gonna want to buy it from you more instead of theirs. Also, make sure you put these stands in places where people actually go to. So let's say, for example, if you put one in the hat shop, people are not really gonna go there. So if you actually put one, let's say for example in front of the nursery, a lot of people always hang out there. They're gonna have a chance to see your stand, which would increase your sales on the item. Another tip that I didn't mention is that you could sell your extra pets, but the problem with that is that you could get scammed or they could scam you. So that's why I don't really want to say it, but you know, if it works out for you, maybe you could sell it to a close friend and things like that to be safe, then you could go ahead and do that as well. You could use your hot dog stand, your lemonade stand, or your ice cream truck for them to pay you, because I know that the machines right now are not really working on Adopt Me. And I also wanted to say that if you do sell your item for cheap, then you'll have happy customers and they're more likely to come again and buy more items from you. This next tip right here is to trade fly and ride potions, and the reason why I did include this in my video is because you actually do get good pets out of trading these potions, because these potions actually cost Robux and it is kind of expensive. So if you do trade these potions, make sure you try to trade it for like legendary pets, or you try to trade it for like some good neons and things like that. And yeah, so that will also help your inventory grow. Sometimes it does take a while to find these type of good trades, but don't give up, because I know there's several out there. It just takes a while sometimes to find them. My last tip for you guys is to actually hatch eggs, and I'm talking about you can hatch any types of eggs, because if you get extra pets you could just turn them into neons or trade the extra pets that you have. So it doesn't really matter what type of egg you hatch, but keep in mind the more expensive the egg is, the higher chance you have of getting a legendary. And also try to hatch the ones in the gumball machine, because those are limited pets and they're gonna go away eventually. So if you can do those, that would be a better option. Also make sure you keep some Aussie eggs in your inventory, because in the future they will become more rare. For example, the safari egg that came out a long time ago is now worth a neon unicorn or more, so the Aussie egg will obviously become valuable in the future. So make sure you do stock up on those. You can also trade your eggs and see what people offer for them. Last but not least, make sure you always have bugs saved up, because when an update drops or things like that, you want to try to be the first people to have the item so you could trade it for overpay offers. But without further ado, if you made it this far in the video, I love you